no idea what we're going to talk about today. But that's never, you guys don't know this, but that happens often. But I've got my beautiful baby daughter here and my good friend Michelle over there. So we're just going to be chatting a little bit about, we don't know, a little bit of everything. But we're going to start with this chica who's, what do you call it? You finished your first year. So are you on break or?
Yeah, so I
Is that
finished
what it's
my
called?
first year of
Okay.
college.
All right. So we're going to start with her and then we're going to talk about how she ended her first year in college. All right, Mark, we're ready. You want to play the intro and then we'll go on in. Mark. Hello.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Good morning. Good morning. Wake up and good morning. And I'm going to tell you, wow, wow, wow. It's a beautiful, great, and wonderful day. And I'm just so excited to be sitting here. That those that watch me or follow me on social media by way of Today with Pastor Jay on YouTube. That's right. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I had to think about that for a minute. You will see that I am sitting on a couch in an undisclosed location in the Florida capital. I'm not going to tell you whose office I'm in. We're not going to discuss that. But so I'm in an undisclosed location right now on a couch with my beautiful daughter and beautiful friend. We're just going to be chatting today. So, Seven, who is my youngest of seven children, she just completed her first year at Jacksonville University. So, welcome to Today with Pastor Jay.
Hi, thank you for having me, Mom.
Mom, you're not a stranger to the show, though, right?
Mm-mm.
How many times have you been on my radio show? At least three other
Yeah, at
times.
least 3 other times. Yeah.
Yep. Three or four possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a star. Did you know that? You didn't know you were a star?
Uh-uh.
You didn't know? So how was your first year? I mean, it was tough. Okay,
Tough.
so let's start at the beginning. You are one of the most fiercest people that I know. One of the strongest women, young women that I know, because you started college less than a month after,
3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks after losing your best friend, your sister, my daughter. Um, that was it. That 3 weeks after,
Mm-hmm.
and again, you just want. It was your first year in college.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Tough.
I know it was because I know you guys have made plans together, right?
Yeah. Um, it was better second semester. And then it's all just really exciting, my classes and stuff, especially my classes for my major.
Mm-hmm. I remember when you first started, you had all these other classes that wasn't really major classes from your
No.
major.
Yeah, I still have some more to go. I have to take like biology and stuff like that.
Not looking forward to it. So, what are you
No.
majoring in?
Well, I have two majors, so I'm double majoring in animation and illustration.
Of course, you're double majoring. You're such the overachiever, which is great, which is wonderful. What is it? What's college life like now?
Um,
Oh, see, this is where I get to ask her all these questions, right? I may not get a chance to ask when we're off air, but do you have a boyfriend?
no.
I knew that. I'm just joking. You don't have a boyfriend. But the first semester was kind of tough, yeah?
Yeah.
Being away from home.
But not too far away, so that was good.
Yeah, that is really good because JU isn't that far. Your dad came a lot. I was able to come to visit. Did you get homesick?
Mostly I missed my cats.
Okay, okay. Miss your
But
cats.
I want to bring my turtle next semester.
You're gonna bring your turtle. So you've adopted a turtle now.
Yes, my sister's turtle.
Okay.
It's about 4 inches long.
Wally has grown. That's the name of the turtle.
Wally, like Kid Flash.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is funny because turtles are slow.
Right. Exactly. So Jalen, she named the turtle Wally, who was her emotional support animal.
Yes.
So now you're gonna take Wally back. And Wally's 4 inches? I haven't seen
Yeah.
Wally in a minute.
Maybe 4.5, 5 inches. Yeah.
Uh,
I looked it up. She shouldn't be more than like 5 to 7 inches.
Okay.
In some rare cases, like 10 inches. But Wally's been like her size for a while.
Mm. When I upon one of my visits there at the JU, I noticed that somebody had a big old dog across from you. What? I mean,
Um,
y'all be hiding out pets and stuff in college?
um, my campus allows pets for like certain situations, so a lot of people take advantage of that, and just there's so many dogs and cats on campus, so many.
Oh my goodness. How's you making out with your roommate? Now you lucked out. A lot of times people go on campus and they hate their roommate. They got to change,
Mm-hmm.
the roommate, and there's a problem, there's a fight. But you and Sarah, you guys really hooked up. You have very similarities. In fact, if you looked at their dorm room, on one side I saw all these bright colors with a quilt, and you had butterflies on the wall, and I was like, wow, had a beautiful lamp and everything. And then on the other side, it was the exact same thing, except she had more basic colors like browns and greens. And instead of butterflies, she had greenery. She had a
Mm-hmm.
gray lamp where you had like a teal green lamp or something along those lines. So it was just really one of those things that that you guys had a lot in common, right?
Yeah, yeah,
What is
and we're the same major, so we woke up at the same time every day. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So none of that leave a tie or a sock or anything on the doorknob?
No.
None of that, huh?
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh. So what was I know you had someone on campus, several people that just couldn't take it. They went back home.
Yeah, there were some several people who went back home. There's a lot of people not coming back next semester,
Mm.
partly because it's so expensive.
It is expensive. I remember when you were looking at colleges, because Ringling was your number one at one time,
Yeah.
and it was pricey. And I was thinking, ooh. In fact, we had this conversation. He's like, I'm going to that college, and I just smiled and I just looked and I went, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But in my mind, I was thinking, yeah, no, no. But I wanted to support you in
But
anything that you wanted to do.
JU's not that less expensive
Yeah,
than
it
Ringling.
is just as expensive practically,
Yeah.
but thankfully you are a phenomenal student. So you got almost everything in scholarships, right?
Hmm.
Does that help? Not having to worry about the money for school. Because I know you
It
were telling me about one of your friends you wanted me to pray for because they didn't have the money to come back.
yes, they're coming back though.
Yes,
But
you didn't tell me that's a prayer answered.
I feel like I told you. But anyway, it does help a lot, but it also makes me realize how people who don't have the money to go to college have to work like 5 times harder to get the money to go.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I had to get like my 4.6 GPA and clubs and all this stuff just to be able to barely make it to go to college.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then those with the money, we talked
Mm-hmm.
about this just a little bit ago, how those that are in affluent neighborhoods and families and things
Mm-hmm.
that just have money to dole around, how easier it is for them to afford college and to go.
Yes. Which, a lot of them, I mean, they apply and they deserve to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just sucks that
There are so many that don't have the money or the education
yeah.
to go. Fortunately for you, you had a great GPA, had scholarships, and have participated, but you worked hard
Mm-hmm.
and you played a sport. Are you
Mm.
going to play a sport in college? We should talk about
No.
that. You're not going to get on a rowing team or anything?
No, I'm gonna focus on my academics.
Well, the reason why I'm asking, because you and I just went to your brother's last lacrosse game. All my children have played a sport or two and have played an instrument or two. And
Mm-hmm.
you're one of those that's the or twos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have this yell. Let's talk about this. My call. They call it the call. It started out as the Indian yell. And out of all my children, you was like, Mom, don't do that. You used to text me on the sideline and be like,
And
Mom,
you still do it.
Mom, don't don't do it. Don't do it, Mom. And I would do it. So I feel like it's kind of somewhat coming to an end with Jackson finishing. By the time the show airs, my son would have graduated from North Greenville University with his MBA, and he worked just as hard, had scholarships and all that,
Mm-hmm.
huge GPA, dual enrolled, and all those other things. So I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of all of my kids, and we'll talk about that. We've got to take a break, so don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor J.
You are now tuned in to today.
That's the wrong one. All right,
All
Mark,
right, Mark,
you can
you
just
can
go
just
ahead
go
on
ahead
and
on
bring
and
us
bring
back
us
in.
back in.
Welcome
Welcome
back
back
to
to
Today with
Today with
Pastor
Pastor
Jay. And I'm
Jay. And
just
I'm
sitting
just
here
sitting here
chatting
chatting
with
with
my
my.
youngest daughter, my little diva. Oh, this is fun. This is just candid, off the cuff conversation because Michaela, which is daughter number two, child number three, um, she loves clothes. And then all my girls, I think you all kind of got the shopping gene. Romanita,
Mhm.
Jalen, she definitely loved to shop, and she was. I think Jalen really was like her mom in that respect. All my girls. I don't know if you remember this, probably because it wasn't that long ago that we stopped. That I used to call all my girls and say, "We're going shopping,"
Mhm.
and everybody had to wear cute little heels,
Mhm.
wear a pair of high heels, and I would take all my girls to the store, and I would buy you something off the clearance rack. Let's just be real. It was you could get anything you want off the sale rack or something. One time, I don't know who it was. It might have been you. Someone called your oldest sister Romanita, who was married, living on her own down the street, probably 5 miles from mom, and I go show up with the rest of you who's living in my home, and there is my oldest daughter with a pair of high heels getting out of the car talking about, "You're not going to leave me out of it." She wanted me to buy her something too. Those were fun times.
I had to pay $12.50 for dorm damages. Just got the email.
You just got the email. Okay, so this is recorded live. She just got the 12. I hope it's $12.50.
$12.50.
Oh,
It's a $25 split between the
what
roommates.
did y'all damage?
I mean, I told my RA was there when I got there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You want me to fight it?
Oh, so I had command strips,
Uh-huh.
but some of them like didn't work quite right, and they
So
peeled off
should
some of the
so
paint.
so should we sue command? No. Your last day at JU, and for those who again follow me on social media, you'll find this on my personal page on Facebook. I recorded 30 minutes because you called me, 30 minutes of you being stuck in the elevator at Jacksonville University.
Yes,
Oh, I would have freaked out.
I knew it was coming. I did. Multiple people have been stuck in that elevator. It gets broken down like once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I wasn't using the elevator that day. I was using the other one. And then my big brother made fun of me and said it wasn't a big deal. So I decided to use it and I got stuck.
Got stuck in the elevator. Well, you called me. Why did you call me? Because
Um,
you knew I'd be freaking out. You knew
y-
I would tear that whole place up and
yeah,
get you out.
because I know you don't like elevators
Oh,
and you've been stuck before.
okay. So I walked you through and I helped you through. I called my mom to distract me, and she was using all kinds of profane language on the thing. You were calm throughout all of it.
I was. I think it was mostly because, well, I was trying not to get claustrophobic,
Right.
but I would calm myself down. But I think it was mostly because I was in the middle of moving out, so it was like a little break.
You were exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you knew no matter what, your mom would have gotten you out of there because I'd have tore the whole campus apart and the building and everything down. They
Hmm.
couldn't get it reset. They had the fire department come, and
Yeah.
the first thing the fire department asked you was, "Why did you use the elevator?"
Yes, because my dad told him that I wasn't using it that day.
Oh, okay.
So he said, "Why did you use the elevator?" Um, yeah, and I think I wasn't as scared
Uh huh.
because I've been
Hmm.
I've been scared of elevators, but my dad told me a few months ago that hydraulic elevators don't like fall like
Like in the
old ones
movies.
do.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So,
Okay. So you're here with me. We're in Tallahassee, as I said, in an undisclosed office and location.
mhm.
And we went to the Florida House today and we saw some bills. And Michelle, you were there. Um, and they were just going through the bills, going through bills. When we first got there, they were dancing. I
Mhm.
mean, the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Independents. And I've got Michelle Price here. Wasn't that fun?
Well, they were having fun, and I like to watch that. It was really nice to see that.
Yeah. And they went from
And then
dancing
they were
together.
beating each other up.
There they
Yeah.
were. They went from dancing together, right? Doing line dances. So next thing you know, the debates
Yes.
on these bills. And it was intense. And
Mhm.
each
Well,
side were very passionate about what they thought was best. And each side was very passionate about what they thought was going to be great for Florida. But I tell you, there were a couple of bills that were debated, but one of the bills that was most debated was an immigration bill about illegal immigration or unlawful immigration that Representative Kion Michael sponsored. And she, of course, and she's a friend of mine, personal friend of mine, before she became a state representative. But her son was killed by a twice deported illegal immigrant, and she's been on this radio program before, talking about it, a couple of times. But just to hear her passion behind what had happened to her son, and she said, we're not against immigration, just the unlawful and illegal immigration. I found the other side that were against the bill. They were quoting scriptures, right, Michelle? They were quoting all kinds of scriptures. But when it came to, because I've been watching during session some other different bills and things, um, they were saying stuff. They were quoting scriptures for the immigration bill, telling us we need to leave the bill alone. But when it came to abortion,
Yeah.
they want to say, "Oh, religion have nothing to do with it."
For me, these are one of the issues. When you're a representative, you represent, the
The
part of
people,
Florida that you
right?
represent. And these are one of the issues where, in my opinion, it really comes down to personal opinion.
Okay, that's good.
Because I found that most of the people who spoke, if not all, were referencing personal stories of themselves or
Mm,
friends or things like that, which is important evidence. And I do see both sides. I think it's really a gray area when it comes to this one.
right. Okay.
But I wonder, like, how much of that is representative of themselves or representative
Of the
of the
people.
people?
That's a good. I'm glad you said that, because a couple of people, I think it was Representative Trace Tremont, because he spoke in support. He's out of Volusia County. Good friend. He's a pastor, and he said something very interesting. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, that if I had a morsel of bread or something to feed, will I feed my daughter or will I feed someone else? If this is the last that I had, and those that are representing us in the state of Florida are representing Floridians. They're representing the citizens of Florida. And as much as we want to do for others, we can empathize with everyone else. We want to help. We can and we should help, but it shouldn't be at the sacrifice of ourselves. That's like me helping another family, eh, or sending someone else to JU, or helping someone else go to JU versus helping you go to JU and get there. It kind of the same thing. I know that's just not trying to diminish it in any kind of way. But you're an immigrant. You came here legally, right, Michelle?
Yes, I came illegally.
You came illegally?
No, I came as a tourist.
Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn you in. I'm just
Yeah,
joking.
that's right. I came as a tourist and I decided to stay. But when I decided to stay, I start asking around how I could come legal in
Legally.
this
That's right.
country, and people start giving me direction, and I start all my paperwork.
Good.
You
Yeah, that's good. So you did, and that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not against immigration, right?
Yeah.
Because you worked hard to get here. You did it the
Yeah.
right way.
Yeah.
And you pay for health insurance, right?
I pay for health insurance, and it's a lot. And when I need, I have to pay copay, and it's a lot too. So,
It's a lot.
and I do know that some people they work under the table
Mm-hmm.
and they pay zero. They pay zero copay, and they pay it like $20 monthly for a health insurance because they don't say how much money they make.
Because they work under the
Yeah,
table.
because
And are these illegal immigrants or?
illegal immigrants.
Right.
They
So
have a
here it
right.
is. You're an American citizen now.
Yes, I
You've
am.
worked hard. You're an American
Yes.
citizen. This is your country. You pay for health insurance every month, and you also, pay for your co-pays and everything else. And here it
Yes.
is. You have people in our country. They're getting free medical care and all that. How
Yeah,
does that make you feel?
make feel like I'm paying for them.
You're paying for them, right?
I'm paying for them. My husband works so hard, and and we struggle to pay like $600 health insurance
That's a
monthly.
lot. Yeah,
Yes.
you have children too.
And like and other people is getting for $20 monthly, and when they need to go to the yard, they have zero copay, and I have 500
You have a
copay.
$500 copay.
So I have to like, well, if I ever need to go to the ER, I know I
You have to
pay.
be dying,
Yeah.
pretty much, because
Yeah,
that's $500.
exactly.
It's not like you just gonna go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
And they do go for nothing.
Right.
And if they have a skin rash, they go to the ER because, it costs zero for them.
Wow. Wow. Well, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. You got that, Mark? I just kind of went out. I figured you put the music in after. Do I have any time? How much time I have left?
About 3 minutes.
Okay. All right. What we want to talk about? Oh, Jill, come over here. This will be fun. Come. Sit on the couch.
Oh, this will be fun. You.
You look beautiful, by the way.
You better say that because you're dressed.
Okay. All right, Mark. I'm gonna just go in and you can add the music later, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I want to give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, the FloridaMortgageCenter.com, and Church on the Rock for sponsoring Today with Pastor Jay. So while I was here, and again, I'm in an undisclosed location in the State House in someone's office, undisclosed, not tell you where we are, sitting on the couch, and the Honorable Jill Wobright walks in. Hey, Jill.
Hi, Pastor Jay. Funny seeing you here.
Funny seeing you here. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
And we're here on the couch, and now you're on the show. So what brings you to Tallahassee?
Crime survivors.
Crime
safety and justice.
That's right. So
yes.
we're here over a couple of bills. You're a survivor of crime. I'm a survivor of crime. And this is something that you've been involved with now for a couple of years. So I'm so glad that you're here. We have 3 bills, 2 that's being heard in the House, 1 that's being heard in the Senate. And this is the final week of session. So it's kind of like the end of the road. It's crunch time, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
How does it feel? Because you're from Flagler County, and to have the Speaker of the House be from Flagler. We'll end on that note.
it is awesome, and I'm just so proud of him. He's done such a great job, and even the mood in the chamber is different. I think they're enjoying each other and enjoying their time up here as much as you can when you're working and debating things. But I'm just really, really proud of the job that Speaker Renner's done this year.
I am too. It makes you proud to, when you walk here in the state capitol, you want to poke your chest out a little bit because,
That's my speaker.
that's my speaker,
No,
right? That's my
speaker.
rep.
That's my speaker.
That's my brother in Christ. That's what I always trumpet with. But thank you so very much for coming. And we're going to go because we still have a couple of bills. Next week, we'll do an update on all the bills and everything that has passed so you guys can kind of know what's going on. Well, you know what I say? And thank you so much, Michelle, for chiming in. And thank you, Seven, for being here. College student. Has it been great? Been awesome. Good experience. She actually played, what was the thing you was doing? You was drawing, what is it called? Court what?
Oh, like court sketches.
Yes, she's been doing a court.
My interpretation.
Her
but
interpretation.
the House of Representatives.
Yes. So while she was sitting here, she was putting her skill to use and she was doing some court sketches. So thank you all of you, Jill and Michelle and Seven, for being on the show. All right, guys, you know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Today, you're just going to encourage someone and say, God bless you. I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Seven, she's talking.
She's
interviewing, and then she's on.
Yeah, that's we got
That's
the whole thing. Thanks, Mark. You got everything you need,
right? I want to see your sketch.
Yep. Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you. Have a safe time.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
I just did hi, I'm Michael.